So you got some late payments on your credit report? Well, didn't I tell you guys to pay your bills on time? It's like, I'm just joking. Don't worry guys, I'm gonna get you guys solved up. So in this video, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to get any late payment removed in 14 days. So stick around for this video, and you definitely wanna stick around to the end because I'm gonna show you guys a bonus tip on how to be able to do so in just 14 days. Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Abdul Hassan. Thank you guys for joining the channel again. If you haven't done so already, make sure you guys subscribe and tap the bell notification below. If you haven't, what you doing, man? It's the best YouTube channel out here. But anyways though, so I wanted to talk about late payments, right? So payment history, you have to understand, makes about 35% of your credit score. So you guys can see as one late payment hits your credit report, it can really do some significant damage as far as lowering down your credit score, right? It's actually one of the easiest ways to go ahead and drop your credit score just because of the fact it's so common, like we often miss bills or whatever. So the first thing I want you guys to do in order not to get any more late payments, right, is to first at least set up auto payment on all of your credit accounts for at least a minimum payment. Just in case, we're all human, right? We happen to forget sometimes. At least that bill was paid and you guys can pay like in full later on or the next cycle, whatever it may be. Now, the first thing we have to understand is that there's 4 different types of late payments, right? So let's go ahead and for clarification, a late payment is actually considered late, right, after 30 days when it was due. So basically how that works, right, for example, is say if I had a bill, right, it was due on May 12th, right, and I hadn't made a payment and it was like say June 13th, right, so it's after 30 days, now I would go ahead and get a late payment on my credit report. So I know a lot of people would be like, oh, like I missed it off the due date, is it late? It's technically not late until after 30 days. I know I shouldn't have told you guys that, but just make sure you guys pay it off quickly, right? So there's 4 different types of late payments, right? The first one is going to be a 30 days late, right? The second one is going to be a 60-day late. Then after that, it's going to be a 90-day late. So you're getting up there in the escalation phase, right? And then after that, you're going to get 120 days late. So after 120 days is usually when that account becomes into like a charge off or a collection account. So basically around like anywhere from like that range of 120 days to all the way to 6 months, right? Most likely that account will go in the collection. And so that's just one thing to be aware of, right? So if you try to dispute any late payments before, you kind of realize how it's not as easy as people make it seem, right, to get those late payments removed. So the first thing I want you guys to do before you guys even say dispute it with the credit bureaus at all is that if you have an open account, right, and right now I'm going to be talking about only open accounts. I'll talk about the closed accounts and later on in this video. But for right now, if you have an open account with the current late payment, right, and so what I want you guys to do is first go ahead and reach out to the credit issuer, right, your credit card company. So say if you guys have a late payment with American Express. So the first thing I'm going to do before I even reach out to the credit bureaus trying to dispute and all that, right, I would just go ahead and call American Express, just try to elaborate my situation, explain what's going on. I could have been out the country, I could have been, you know, basically out of town, I had my phone, broke my phone, whatever it may be, right? Things happen, we're all human. Like say for example, if you have a good standing with the credit issuer, right, you've been with say American Express for like 7 years, you've never had any late payments. Now when you go ahead and call them, right, what you're gonna do is just ask for forgiveness, right? Is there any chance that this late payment can be removed just because of the fact that I was out of town or out of the country, whatever it may be, right? And I just happened to forget and not make that payment, right? But I already made the payment, I've never been late before. Is there any chance that we can do this? So basically just ask them for forgiveness, see what they say, right? And so basically if you guys get like say a no with the first representative, maybe they're just having a bad day, whatever it may be. So what I want you guys to do, if that other representative isn't letting you have your way, right, then go ahead and just call the company again, see if you can get a different representative on the line. So basically if you guys can't get any luck with all of 3 representatives, then just move on. We'll go into the next step right now. So after this, what you guys can do to get this removed as far as late payment is go ahead and send a goodwill letter to the credit issuer, right? So this is a letter to the credit issuer, right, explaining your circumstances, just elaborating on what's going on, telling them that you're making the payments already, you've never been late, and just trying to see what they can do to be able to get that late payment removed, right? Because I mean, late payments really hurt our credit score a lot, so just even having one is really hard. So most companies, you really have to think about it, right? If you have an open account with them, you've never really been late that many times, most issuers will be able to work with you and get at least one late payment or something done, right? At the end of the day, we have to realize that these companies are getting our business, right? And so at least they can be able to help us out on just getting one late payment removed if we've always been able to pay our bills in time. And you never know, people are, you know what I mean, nice, and people always want to help out sometimes. So with that being said, when you ever send out that goodwill letter, make sure you guys go ahead and send it out certified mail so you guys have a tracking, and also make sure you guys follow up with that company to see what's going on. So if this doesn't work, right, say the credit issuer is just not having it, right, they're like, nope, it's against the guidelines, whatever it may be, okay, cool, no problem at all. What we're gonna do is gonna dispute it with the credit bureaus, right? Now, before we go ahead and dispute in the credit bureaus, like I say in all my videos, first thing we're going to do is go ahead and suppress those secondary bureaus, right? Well, those secondary bureaus, again, are basically data storehouse companies that hold all of your information, and they sell all of your information to other companies such as credit issuers, debt collectors, all this, right? So they can be able to make informed decisions on your application, whatever it may be, right? So basically how the dispute process works in the gist, right, is that whenever you send out a dispute, the credit bureaus will go ahead and process the dispute, right? They have up to 30 days to conduct their investigation. If they take longer, then that account has to be removed, right? So they'll go ahead and send over your dispute to these secondary bureaus to either supply proof that it was verifiable or unverifiable, right? Verifiable means that its account is still there, and it's also verified that it was yours, right? So the burden of proof is on the credit bureaus to prove that it was you applying for that account behind that laptop, wherever it may be. On the other hand, unverifiable means that they cannot get any proof that it was yours, so it has to be removed. So basically what we first do is that we go ahead and send out a 609 dispute letter with all of our forms of identification. So certain secondary bureaus such as LexisNexis, CoreLogic, Innovid, SageStream, LCI, they're all verifying your information. So what you want to do is suppress these secondary bureaus by a short form online. I'll include it in the description below. And so basically just go ahead and fill out that form, submit it, and now that when the credit bureaus reach out to them, they can't share any information, so that late payment account has to be removed, right? Now after this, I want you guys to do is send over a dispute letter, a 609 dispute letter, just with all of your dispute results, the accounts that you're disputing, right? And going ahead and actually sending out certified mail. Now, before we go ahead and do this, right, what I want you guys to do, this actually a sneaky tactic we've been using to get a lot of late payments and just a lot of accounts with a 90% success rate off for our clients, my family, my loved ones, even myself, right? So say for example, you guys are sending out the letter on the 15th, right? I would just go ahead and backdate it to the 2nd or the 1st, right? Because we have to realize that they're not individually looking at each credit dispute that is coming to them, right? They're having all these computers doing that for them, right? They're processing all these information. So they're going ahead and reading that letter like, oh, he actually, Abu sent this out on the 1st of May, and we haven't got any results. Like, we only have like 2 more weeks left. So what this does is it simply cuts down the time that you have to wait for that dispute process. That's how we're able to get items removed in 14 days or less. And so basically what I want you guys to do is set up a date on your calendar. So if you guys are sending out 2 weeks before, make sure you guys are setting a date 14 weeks ahead or 2 weeks ahead, right? And if you're just sending it out with a 30 days, no back date or anything like that, then just go ahead and set out a date on your calendar 30 days in advance, right? To make sure that the credit bureaus are actually conducting your investigation in a timely manner. So basically after this, you guys should be able to get all of your late payments removed. And I showed you guys a secret tip on how to be able to do it in 14 days or less. Hope this video is really helpful. Again, my name is Abdul Hassan. Now it really mean a lot to me if you guys could go ahead and subscribe and tap the bell notification below to get updated on all latest videos that we're dropping. We're constantly going hard trying to get you guys more content. So the more that YouTube and algorithm sees us, the more that we're able to grow, and the more equipment, all the things that we can buy to be able to really get as many videos in all the games possible. This is the hardest financial literacy channel out there, hardest YouTube channel out there, period. Y'all know what it is. I'll be out in the next video.